He played in the 2022 World Cup, having represented Argentina just 3 times at senior level. 3 times. Most players spend years trying to earn their first cap. Enzo Fernandez had 3 caps and walked into the biggest tournament on earth. And his goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez said afterward, Enzo is a Caradura. He entered the World Cup as if he had played 350 games. That psychological presence, that complete absence of intimidation in the face of the biggest stage available, is not something you are simply born with. It is something you build. And the way Enzo Fernandez built it, through therapy, through relentless self-improvement, through the specific courage of asking for help when most footballers would never admit they needed it, is one of the most important psychology stories in modern football. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to PsyWealth. Richie. Today, we are covering someone whose story I think has layers that most football coverage never reaches, because on the surface, Enzo Fernandez is the most expensive British transfer in history. The World Cup best young player, Chelsea's midfield engine, Argentina's heartbeat. But underneath all of that, there is a story about a young man who faced the pressure of enormous expectation and made a decision that most elite athletes never make. He asked for help, and then he talked about it publicly so that other people would know it was okay to do the same. If you are new here, subscribe. Now let's get into it. Enzo Fernandez was born on January 17th, 2001, in San Martin, Buenos Aires, Argentina. He came through the river, played academy, one of the most prestigious and competitive youth development environments in South American football. He went on loan to Defensa y Justicia, came back to River Plate, earned a move to Benfica in Portugal. And then in the summer of 2022, something happened that changed everything. Lionel Scaloni called him up to the Argentina squad. He had represented his national team just 3 times at senior level when he walked into the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, and he walked in like he had always belonged there. He played every match. He scored an important goal against Mexico in the group stage. He won the Best Young Player award at the Tournament Argentina, won the World Cup, and Enzo Fernandez, the kid from San Martin, who had been at Benfica for less than a year, came home a world champion at 21 years old. Here is the part of Enzo's story that I think deserves the most attention and receives the least. He opened up publicly about how mental health therapy changed his life. He said there is a solution for everything, and he gave advice to young people about seeking mental health support, describing it as something that had transformed his career and his sense of himself. Think about what it takes for a young male professional footballer to say that publicly, in a sport and a culture where mental health is still significantly stigmatized, where asking for help is still widely perceived as weakness, where the dominant narrative around elite athletes is one of toughness, invulnerability, and the suppression of anything that looks like vulnerability. Enzo said, "Therapy changed my life," and he said it so that the young people watching him would know it was okay to say it too. That is not just personal honesty, that is genuine leadership. The use of a platform to normalize something that the platform's culture has historically made abnormal. I want to go back to what Emiliano Martinez said about Enzo at the World Cup, because I think it contains one of the most psychologically accurate descriptions of elite performance psychology I have ever heard from a footballer. He said Enzo is a Caradura. He entered the World Cup as if he had played 350 games. Caradura in Argentine Spanish literally means hard face. It describes someone who is brazenly confident, who behaves as if they belong somewhere before anyone has confirmed that they do, who carries themselves in high-pressure situations with the ease of someone for whom those situations are completely normal. That quality, the ability to enter a new and high-pressure environment and immediately behave as if you belong there, is psychologically one of the rarest and most valuable traits available to any performer in any field, because most people enter new environments tentatively. They wait for confirmation before they fully commit. They perform carefully until the environment has accepted them. Enzo did the opposite. He walked into the World Cup at 21 with 3 caps and performed like a veteran. Not because he had nothing to lose, but because he had decided before he got there that he belonged. And that decision produced the body language, the decision-making, and the performances that eventually confirmed what he had already decided about himself. Here is something about Enzo's journey at Chelsea that deserves honest psychological examination. Chelsea paid $105 million for him in January 2023, the most expensive British transfer in history, and unlike Grealish, who we covered in a previous video and who struggled under the weight of his price tag, Enzo has progressively grown into and beyond that number, not without difficulty, not without periods of adaptation, but with a psychological trajectory that consistently moves upward rather than downward. He said about his move, "I always dreamed of playing in the Premier League, and the Chelsea had shown interest in me even before the World Cup. I arrived at a big club. That is what I wanted." What changed for Enzo compared to players who struggle under big price tags is that the expectation aligned with his own internal ambition. He was not surprised by the number. He was not intimidated by the stage. He had decided a long time before the transfer that he was going to play at the highest level. And when the opportunity arrived, he treated it as confirmation of what he had always known about himself, rather than as pressure to perform up to something external. Here is the most recent chapter of Enzo's story that makes this video perfectly timed. Chelsea beat Paris Saint-Germain in the final of the FIFA Club World Cup USA 2025 at MetLife Stadium in New York on July 13th. Enzo Fernandez, the midfielder, who came from San Martin through River Plate, through Benfica, through the 2022 World Cup, through Chelsea's mixed early seasons, lifted a global club trophy, and Argentine media described him as the driving force, the mastermind, the player who made everything possible. That trajectory, from 3 senior caps to World Cup winner to Club World Cup winner at Chelsea, is the story of a person who decided what they were going to build, and then built it, with therapy, with self-belief, with the Caradura that Martinez identified at the World Cup, and with the willingness to be honest about needing help when the pressure was highest. And now I want to speak directly to you, because I think Enzo's story carries 2 lessons that apply to every single person watching this. The first is about asking for help. Most people treat the need for support as evidence of weakness. They carry things alone that they should not carry alone. They perform strength they do not feel, and they pay a psychological price for that performance that eventually shows up in their output, in the anxiety that limits their decision-making, in the pressure that compresses their freedom, and the doubt that quiets the confidence they need. Enzo said, "There is a solution for everything." Therapy changed his life. Asking for help did not make him weaker. It made him the player who walked into a World Cup with 3 caps and performed like he had always been there. The second lesson is about deciding you belong before anyone confirms it. Most people wait for permission. They wait for the environment to accept them before they fully commit to being themselves in it. Enzo walked into every new environment. Benfica, the World Cup, Chelsea, the Club World Cup, as if he had always belonged. Not arrogantly, but with the specific quiet certainty of someone who has done the internal work, the therapy, the self-reflection, the daily preparation, and arrived ready. That certainty is available to you, but it requires the internal work first. Ask for help when you need it. Do the work that produces genuine readiness, and then walk into the room like you have always belonged there. Enzo Fernandez walked into the 2022 World Cup with 3 senior caps and came out a world champion and best young player. He moved to Chelsea for $105 million and grew into and beyond that number. He won the Club World Cup. He said therapy changed his life. And he said it publicly so that the young people watching him would know it was okay to say the same. That is not just football excellence. That is psychological courage. The courage to ask for help. The courage to walk into every room like you belong there. The courage to build something extraordinary, quietly. Honestly, with therapy and self-belief and the Caradura that made Martinez laugh and nod at the same time. Subscribe to PsyWealth Richie. Share this with someone who needs permission to ask for help today. We will see you in the next one.